Hey everyone, this is Mayur. Welcome back to MLWorks. In this video, we'll understand what is Model Context Protocol and understand how this specific protocol will change the way we interact with LLMs and tools like external tools. Okay, so let's get started with MCP. So it is an open standard protocol that will help you to connect your LLMs with different external tools and data sources like databases and other services like Gmail, YouTube, any of those services. Okay, so earlier what used to happen is you used to have different APIs, or there was no standard for connecting with different external tools. So with MCP, what we do is we have a standardized way of communicating with different tools, and we don't have to have like different set of code or authentication to interact with those services. So why we need MCP in the first place, right? So LLMs are good at like specific tasks on which they have been trained on. Okay. So but when it comes to having access to the external information or interacting with other services or tools, you cannot just use LLMs. You need to have access to different tools. Okay, which will provide more context to the problem statement. So that's why MCP is quite important. So this is just a simple analogy with what USB-C cable. Okay, so you have your mobile phone, and then there is some file specific which is present in your computer PC. Okay, and though your phone is capable of doing many things, okay, but you need certain information which is present in your PC. So the way to connect between your PC and phone is to the cable. Okay. So similarly, okay, when it comes to MCP, you have these models which are like DeepSeek, OpenAI, Anthropic's Claude, and everything you have. But these are trained on specific data set. Okay, it has its set of information, but it wants to access some other information which will be useful for fulfilling the task. That's why you need some kind of a protocol which will help you to connect with those external tools and services. So that's why MCP protocols comes into picture, and it interacts with the server, MCP servers, which are nothing but your tools. Okay, so with the help of these tools, the MCP client will be able to use MCP protocol to complete the task with the help of external tools. So before MCP came into picture, okay, we had traditional APIs. So traditional APIs, for example, you had Gmail, there was a specific API, REST API for Gmail to interact with the CRUD operations doing on Gmail. Similarly, for YouTube, you will have some CRUD operations that you can do on YouTube with the help of certain REST APIs. But so to manage all these different external tools, you have to write separate API code, then you have to document that, then you have authentication for each separately. Okay, so there was these challenges. So with MCP, you avoid all these. You have a single API integration such that you can automatically discover all the tools and also able to manage the two-way communication between the tool and the client. Okay, so that's why MCP is quite important compared against a traditional API. So how does MCP work? So there are three key parts. One is client, second is communication, and third is server. Client is where your request starts, which is nothing but refers to GPT or Claude LLM, any LLM model. Okay, so which will require any external data or tool. And it is similar to, if you want to just understand, it is similar to web browser, where you set the input query and it hits the website and you get the information. Okay. Similarly, next is the communication part, where the core MCP protocol runs. So what will happen, right? It will understand the request that is coming from client, which is GPT or Claude or any other LLM. It will understand that, it will format that into a request and then turn it into a response. So not into response, it will turn that into a format which will be sent to the server. And also, it also ensures, right, this protocol also ensures that it is capable of handling different models as well. Okay, it has to be compatible with that, and it also ensures, this protocol also ensures that it is capable of handling security aspects, error, and also data formatting. So it ensures overall the communication tries to ensure that the tools and the LLM models are compatible with each other. Okay. The next part is the server, which is nothing but your tools. It will try to, whatever the request that comes in from the client, it will try to fulfill that with the help of different tools and services. It could be like databases, or it could be some external data source, okay, even including reading a file from a file system or writing to a file system. So that's the part of server. So all these three communicate together to make sure that MCP works. So one of the examples for MCP, right? So you can think about trip planning assistant. So earlier, if you see, during API's time, what you would do is you will have calendar where you will have all your meeting schedules present. Then you will have email where you can write an email. For each of them, you will have separate APIs. So during that time, what you have to do is you have to make a call to each of these APIs and understand the context, and you will send it to LLM, and it will generate a response based on that, and it will try to schedule a meeting, or it will try to set up trip plan. Okay, but with the MCP, what you will do is you don't have to do any of those. If you just mention the task, what it will do is it will look into your calendar, check your availability. Based on that, it will book the flights and also ensure there is email confirmation is done. So you don't have to do custom integration on each tool separately. Next is YouTube transcript generation. So consider you have an LLM, you give a YouTube URL. So the MCP server, what it will do is it will look at the URL, it will try to generate, if the task is to get the transcription, the MCP server will try to reach out to a specific tool which will generate the transcription for the YouTube video. Similarly, for advanced code editors, what it will do is previously you used to have separate APIs for managing the kit, and then there is package and there is documentation. So there are different APIs for each. So what this will do, right, with the MCP, it will reach out to each of these components on its own, and it will try to generate a better context for the code that you are writing. So that's the MCP examples. So these are the blog posts which you can read for better understanding of MCP. So overall, what with MCP, what we are able to do is we are able to ensure that LLMs are able to search through all the different tools based on the kind of task that you want to achieve. So it is going to change the way the agents are working. Yeah. So with that, I'll conclude this video. Thank you for watching.